Hello everybody and welcome back to Edgewater, Saskatchewan, episode number 45. 45, just 4 more episodes after the end of this one. And then we will be on that new map, which I keep mentioning, so I won't keep mentioning. But I can't wait, if you didn't know. Now I've just started off here actually for a bit of a change again. Spruce things up rather than starting in the house. We'll take this back to the yard. Might as well grab that trailer there as well. God, you know, I was being really careful then not to skid around, but actually it hasn't got that mod on, is it? Lovely. So I do hope everyone's well. This should be a pretty straightforward episode, I think. The last episode took a lot more work on this field than I realised. That was a bit of a nightmare. So this episode, we're going to pick up the grass, which we've pre-cut, and get that in the fermenting silo, so at least it's starting to ferment into silage. January tends to be the best month to sell it. February I think drops off a little bit, but it isn't too bad. So I don't know, it probably won't all be fermented by January, but at least some of it will be, and we'll start to sell it in the next month, which will still be this episode, by the way. So I'm actually just going to do this, and then I'm going to skip forward a month like I do at the beginning of every episode. I just didn't want to miss out on this, really. Now, this is another one of those pre-recorded episodes again, by the way. So if you have commented, if you had said anything in the meantime, I'm not ignoring you. I'm trying to pre-record a load of these in bulk, just because I've got a spare bit of time now before I go back to work. And if I'm honest, I feel a bit, I don't know, I feel a bit of a bug coming on, maybe. Yeah. Which might slow it down, to be honest with you, and I just want to get this series done, give it the time that it deserves, and move on then. Now, do you know what I'm going to do? Do you know what I'm going to do? You're going to be amazed. You're going to be amazed. I'm going to clean stuff again. I'm going to clean stuff. It would be quite cool, wouldn't it, if this was like, I mean, I can't say I've played it, I will be honest, but I know that there is a game that exists called Pressure Washer Simulator. And I don't know if that's for me or not. Maybe it's quite satisfying to play. I'm sure some of you do play it. But it would be quite cool if you could, to a certain extent, have to, you know, wash the wheels, rather than kind of just hold it in one spot, really, and it does it for you. But that would be quite cool. Maybe I'd be tempted to wash a little bit more if I did do that. I can't put the thing down. There you go. Actually though, look at that. See how clean that's come out. Beautiful. Beautiful. Already scratched the door frames though. I need to stop opening the door with my gloves on. Anyway. Where did I leave the case? Let's jump. Let's use that magical teleporting ability. Oh, while we're here, did we generate more fabric yet? No, but then we wouldn't have done, would we? Of course not. I mean, there's nearly a whole pallet in there, though. I haven't actually skipped forward a month, have I? So I don't know what I'm expecting. Right, try again. Okay, case is down here. Yep, I remember I left it here now. Now, I don't know. I don't know if in the next game month, when we get into January, if those fields will be cuttable, and would we be better off cutting them when they're not fully grown and getting less grass but sold at more money, or would we be better off cutting them when they are fully grown to get more grass but then we'll get less money because it will take longer? Don't know, we'll have to see. Who knows? I'm going to miss this case as well, you know. 33 miles per hour. It's just incredible. This is really good. I think it's a mod. I don't know how I keep opening the window, by the way, but I do. Do you know what I might do? I don't know. I don't know if this is too much. This might be too much. But I'm going to clean this as well. Why not? You probably wouldn't clean that, especially the state I let it get in. You probably wouldn't do that with a little, like, I don't know, like a Karcher K2 pressure washer. Probably not ideal. Now, will the hose reach? So far so good. Oh, we're nearly right at the end of it. I mean, the good thing is, it looks fantastic. The bad thing is, you can see just how bad the paintwork is now. Can I just about reach this? Might as well while we're here. That will do it. Nice. Absolutely wonderful. Look at that. Look at it. Doesn't it look great? But yeah, now you can see just how much of a state it's in, really. Could do with a bit of a repaint. Maybe we treat it. The final 4, or I don't know, say 4.5 episodes, maybe I paint it. And maybe I service it. Because we're going to have to do it at the end of it either way. I'm going to do that, you know. Let's treat it. Let's look after it. Be nice to see what it actually looks like when it's pretty much brand new as well. Right, so we will pop this back into the shed. Wonderful. And get the loading wagon. Where did I park it? In the big shed, maybe? So we need, there's a few bits we can start getting rid of in here as well. We don't need any of that in there, really. We don't even need that fertilizer spreader anymore, actually. So maybe we can start getting rid of a few bits here and there. Now, normally I'd wait until the very last episode and sell everything so we can see, wow, see how much money we've raised. But because there's no value in any of the equipment, it's just going to become a bit time consuming, really, for no major benefit to money. So I'm just going to tick away at it, get rid of it. Now, this should make relatively quick work of this. Let's jump into this view. And we'll get going. Yeah, I don't think it will take too long. I am interested to know because, I don't know, whatever we get from this field, which I don't think was as well balanced on pH and nitrogen levels as the other fields are now. I've done all of that work in the last episode. We could probably times whatever we make of this field by 4 maybe for that big field. Maybe even more than that. So yeah, it would be interesting to know what we do get. I think we'll probably get about the same amount as what's here from the smaller field as well. When I say smaller field, it's not really smaller, it's just a standard shape, isn't it? So whatever we get today, we'll probably get in the next field, times that by 2. And then yeah, honestly, I can see us getting 4 times the amount. Maybe in that big field. Maybe more. I forget how big this loading wagon is as well. This is an incredible piece of kit, isn't it? Incredible. It's already got over 20,000 litres of grass and it's not even half full. Yeah. I think the downside, you know, just saying that we'll treat it to a service and a paint job. I don't think it's going to be a treat. I think it might actually be more of a necessity because it is struggling. And when I've done this before, it's done it with no problems. Yeah. John Deere definitely wouldn't have pulled this. There's no way. We might have to take a little drive down to the shop in a minute. It's very promising though, isn't it? Very promising. We've only really gone around the outside of the field and we've filled it up nearly. This holds an insane amount of grass. Honestly, I can't even remember what the capacity is. What is it, like 50,000 or something? Wow. Boom. 100%. Yeah, this is really struggling. It's better not go onto the neighbour's field. That wouldn't be very nice of us. There it is. 50,000 litres already going into that silo. So let's jump. Did I just go past it? I did. Grass silage. Turn that on. Wow. 50,000 in one go. I do feel though, let's detach that, it is time to service the tractor. Yep, let's head on down to the shop and just get that done, mate. Let's just do it, let's do it properly. So, to repair it, £3,998. Wow, you can tell it was desperate need of repair. And let's just repaint it as well. I know it's 10 grand, but it's only 10 grand we're going to spend when we actually sell it anyway. So it makes no difference really. Look at it now. Let's get a torch out. Good as new. As good as new. Looks wonderful. I didn't do a very good job cleaning it though, did I? Poor. Right, while I'm here, what we're going to do is jump into, I'm pretty sure it's pallets, isn't it? Yeah. We'll get ourselves a diesel barrel, top it up with diesel, just so at least we don't run out. And then I'll check in the used shop. Do you know what I'm thinking now? Wow, look at that. I will be buying stuff like this in Alma, Missouri. 100%. This is the kind of thing I want. When I say a big equipment, I'm talking stuff I don't use. And this is the kind of thing I want. Definitely. And actually, do you know what I was thinking? I like to stay with brands that are different. That, for example, is a brand that's different, isn't it? You don't use the brand Hardy. However, because I'm always trying to be different, I don't think I've actually ever used the John Deere. Not through the channel. Apart from obviously our little tractor that we've got on this series. I'm talking like proper John Deere, like big new John Deere. And I stayed away from it because it's quite common, but actually it stayed away from it so much, it's now rare that I ever use it. So I'm looking forward to getting into some big, nice looking John Deere machinery, for definite. Now what I want to look at, and maybe I don't need it now, but just while we're here, is the windrows. And how much are the big windrows? Because on this field it's fine, the swather does a great job, but on that massive field, I think, I don't know, putting all of it into one would just be better. 9.7 meters. But what's actually the header? That is 9.2. See, I think that, yeah, I don't know. That windrow there, which is good. It's quite, I've used that one before. I do like it. Actually, that's not big enough. I don't think that will actually pull two full swaths together into one, so that would be completely useless. Yeah, we'd need to be getting one of these massive things. Okay, wow, 62 grand. It's silly really to waste the money, because we wouldn't get that back, would we? We'd probably lose 10, 15 grand before we even started. Okay, alright then. Well, we won't do that. Oh, I nearly drove off without filling up. Don't know how much of this barrel it's going to use. Hopefully all of it, so we haven't got to come pick it up. Good. Oh, and that almost filled it to the brim. That is pretty good. I was being lazy, by the way. I couldn't be bothered to drive to the fuel station at the top of the map. Anyway, let's get back to it. This is feeling better already. Right, let's go. Yeah, it's feeling much better. Don't know if it's going any faster, but just its acceleration is much better. Okie dokie. There it is. Emptying out. Let's make sure it's still activated. I'm sure it will be. Grass. Wonderful. So yeah, we made 40,000 We made 90,000 litres of grass from that field. I reckon it's fair to assume we'll make 100,000 from the other field. And potentially if I said 4 times that, which I think is reasonable. I think that's reasonable. It might be more, you know. I have a sneaky feeling it'll be more. So potentially we've still got another 500,000 litres of grass to pick up. Therefore, like for like, silage. So 500,000 litres of silage. We're going to have that at least, because that's not counting what we've already got. Now, if we were to sell that in, I don't know, say February, even March, it doesn't drop that much. So we'll probably get 500 per litre. 500,000 litres. That's 250 grand. Now, that was very, very quick maths for me, by the way. I'm almost impressed with myself. And I could well be way off. But honestly, I think there's 250 grand sat there. So again, Northern Family Farms, great shout, because that's a massive amount of money. That is an entire tractor on the new map. Potentially even a harvester, a new harvester even. I don't think I've ever bought a new harvester on this channel. It's always been some sort of deal. Yeah, that is a lot of money. I'm wasting the fuel that I just bought there, and I've left it all turned on. Shut that off a minute. We can probably turn the case off too. Okay, cool. All that's left to do now, I guess, is skip through the night. It's generating a lot more of these quite quickly as well. What have we got? So 1,000 litres of tomatoes. These are 500, aren't they? Oh yes, right at the bottom. They're 500 litre per pallet. It looks like I can pick them up. A part of me wishes I could, and I know there is a mod to do it, but that's not how I work, is it? Yeah, what I'm tempted by is another silo. Fermenting silo. How much was it? It wasn't that one. I don't think. Or was it? Oh, of course it's a production, isn't it? What am I talking about? It was only 15 grand. We'd probably get, I don't know, 10 grand of that back. And actually, we can get away with the smaller field, that's fine. But I feel we need this. We do need this in the other field, the big field. Otherwise, it will be never-ending carting. So, let's just head over there a minute. And see if we can't find a spot that looks kind of good. I mean, actually, this bit of land is still ours, isn't it? But then I have to go through that every time. Yeah, maybe that's not great. How much of this is ours? Oh, okay, there. That would work. That would work for definite. Okay, right, that just had to be done. That just had to be done, and it doesn't look too out of place there. Yeah. I'm glad we've done that. Right, let's just jump back in now. So we're going to skip forward a day. Now, if one of those amazing windrows appears in the shop, which is highly unlikely, because I don't have any control over it, but if it does, we'll probably get it, because if I can just half the amount of swaths we need to pick up, that would be pretty damn good. Now, please, 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 everyone keep your fingers crossed. We do not want it to be snowing. We'll skip forward to 9 so it's a bit brighter. Yeah, it's snowing. It is snowing. It's been coming, isn't it? I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Oh dear. Well, I don't think the fields are grown anyway, so they wouldn't be ready to cut either way. I don't know, maybe it's changed. It always used to be that you tried to cut something in the snow and it just disappeared. I don't know. End up with boulders of snow to pick up and actually no grass underneath it. And it's not realistic, is it? It's not realistic. We'll have to hope it's a short season I don't know. Maybe in February it would have stopped. First time for everything. Let's check in on the fermenting silo. That thing has done that already. It's it's done that already. Honestly, they are insane. They're borderline unrealistic, actually. Right, so the livestock bale auctions offering the best price at the minute for silage, better than what the maximum is in fact. So we want to sell the silage. And what did I say we're also selling this episode? We want to sell the lettuce, yep, and the tomatoes. We can do it this episode or even the next one, we'll see. And then the honey. When does honey sell best? Where is honey? Where are you hiding? Right there. Honey actually sells best next month, so maybe we'll sell all of that next month. Okay, right, well, I'm actually quite glad we did service the case and made it a bit quicker, because we're going to be using it a lot again now to sell all that silage to get rid of it. Yeah. Do you know, this snow doesn't look as thick as I've seen it before. I feel like it's going to keep going. It's going to get thicker and thicker and thicker. This could cost us a little bit of money, this snow. Which would be annoying. Right. Fill us back up, please. Yeah, I think realistically it'd probably take... Well, I suppose one sleep is a month, isn't it? I would imagine it takes more than a month to ferment grass. But maybe a silo speeds it up. I don't know. I'm sure someone knows. Okay. Let's go. So, in theory, this should make us about 25 grand. In theory, roughly. I do have a habit of leaving things in the way, don't I? Making stuff difficult for myself. Okay, here we are. That was quite a slow drive, actually. I'm not going to lie. There's that thing again, look. I mentioned it in Keep It Real. Why does the animal trigger always stay? Interactive zone markers are off. Every map I go to, it's always still on. Is it me? Is it my PC? I don't know, it's just really weird. It doesn't make too much of a difference except from on the story mode. Because when I do that, obviously I want it to be as realistic as possible. I turn all the HUD off, I turn everything off. And every time I go there, that little shiny blue random marker is still showing. And it's just a bit annoying. But yeah, I don't know why that is. I don't know if that happens to everyone. Anyway, what we're going to make? About 25? We should be. I don't think the price has gone down at all. Let's have a look. And I just came here from memory as well. I'm pretty sure this is the animal marketplace. Wow. $29,096. I said dollars. Incredible. And that wasn't even the start of it. That's just scratching the surface. So let's go get the other 40,000. We'll just sell that today. We might as well sell what we've got while it's at its best price. But yeah, it's looking like it's going to be March now, to be honest, before we can even think about selling the rest of the silage. So it's going to be cheaper. 500 quid, 1,000 per 1,000, I should say. 500 quid per 1,000. That's still going to be pretty damn good. We'll have a look at this other field on our way through and see whether or not it's kind of at its first harvestable stage. I don't know, maybe it'll be its first stage, I'm not sure. Let's have a quick look. Jump the fence. No, it's still at its growing stage. Yeah. But then that might be because we didn't plant it until later on in the day. Yeah, so I think this episode, this will be in its first harvestable stage. But we ain't going to be able to harvest it because of this damn white stuff everywhere. Next episode it should be, say after lunch in the next episode. it should be fully ready to go, fully grown. But again, if this damn white stuff doesn't disappear, we still can't harvest it. In the ideal world, next episode we can cut it with a swather and then get it all put into those 2 fermenting silos. Then in March we can sell it. That would be perfect. But things don't always go to plan. And it's getting worse. It is definitely getting worse. Right. Yeah, my entire track this direction is now covered. Oh, I do love this map. I do love this map. I always say I like a challenge. It certainly is a challenge. There we go. It's good timing. Right, let's get this sold. Right, here we are back again. Let's see if I can make the turn in one go this time. This is a big old piece of equipment though. What am I stuck to? A bin. Stuck to a bin. Let's try again. Out it comes. Nice fresh silage. Another £23,802 as well. Amazing. So we're at, I mean, I'll keep an eye on the figure. £180,936. That is a lot of money, isn't it? That is great. This is all profit. We're not really spending that money on anything. It's just profit. Although saying that, spending money, I haven't checked the used shop, have I? Oh, there's nothing in there at all. Waste of my time. Right, we're going to leave this tractor at the smaller field with this loading wagon because we don't need it anymore until we do that field. So I'll just drop that off there. I'm going to just jump back to the yard and do a few more little movements. Just I've seen a couple of extra pallets of honey appear. There was a couple of extra pallets of lettuce, I think, ready to spawn, and tomatoes there already. So I just want to keep little and often with those because it just becomes a massive chore if you don't. And we will be selling all of it next month anyway. So I'm just going to do that. Now I don't know how I'm looking for time. Personally for me, I've been doing this for a while because the carting, you know, it is time consuming, isn't it? But from a recording point of view, you tend to see just the kind of skip through and cut straight to the delivery point. So this might be an ever so slightly shorter episode, but the snow stopped it from being a long episode, so we can blame it on that, alright? But anyway, yeah, for me it's been a decent session, but yeah, we might be looking at maybe this might be one of the first 20-minute episodes that I've ever done. I don't know, apart from that kind of special Alma, Missouri episode. I tend to try and keep them over half an hour and under 45 maybe. Okay, right, we'll pull this up into here. You know, I am pretty gutted I never did use this spot. I had some great ideas for what I was going to put here. I really did. But it is what it is, isn't it? The series may come to a bit more of an abrupt end than I'd ever planned. I mean, personally, in my head, I'd never planned that this series would actually finish. I thought it would just... Why have I left an indicator on? Dear. Yeah, I just thought it would kind of just keep going in the background, really. But yeah, it is time for a new map. It is definitely time for a new map. Now, on the last episode, when I sell everything to figure out how much money the farm is worth and how much money we've got to take with us, I won't actually save it. I'm going to keep the save game because you never know. There might be a time when we regret our decision to move to America and actually we buy the farm back and the series may go on. I don't know. There's always a very small option. Yeah, it is still in its growth stage, isn't it? It is still in its growth stage. What I'll do, I'll speed the time up just a tiny bit. I don't do this very often. Okay, I've just skipped it forward a little bit to like after midday. I thought by now I would have planted it, but yeah, maybe not. But I mean, it's definitely on its darkest green stage, isn't it? And that one. So it's pretty much ready to go. Don't know. Maybe the snow is stopping it from growing. Well, realistically, it would, wouldn't it? Maybe that's why. Maybe that's put a bit of a halt on it. Right. Anyway, don't know why I'm running. Let's tab back. Thought for a minute the faults had disappeared, but they're still there, aren't they? There they are. Right. Let's move some pallets. Try and keep on top of this. And then again, like I said, I think we might be there or thereabout, really, with the episode. Exciting times, though. Exciting times. Not much more to go. Okay, last pallet for a minute. I'm sure there'll be more again next episode. I've actually got a couple of pallets of honey as well, actually, so we'll move them. It's actually a really good mod as well, you know, the skid steer. Oh, it's just my driving that isn't good. There we go. Yeah, and a couple of pallets. Yeah, I'll just take the big pallet. I'll leave the little pallet. Right, these are completely under the ground. Lovely. Right, wow. Yeah, I'm surprised when I skipped the time forward a little bit that it didn't actually change its growth stage. But again, like I said, that might be down to the snow. So that is what it is, but we'll just have to see where we're at next episode, won't we? If we have to sell it in April, it's still better than not selling any crop or anything at all, isn't it? So I can't complain either way. It is good money. There we go. Right, so let's park it not quite so in the way this time. But we will still leave this here for a minute. Lovely. We're stacking up now, isn't it? Let's just jump into the animals. We'll check in on the pigs. I'm pretty sure they'll be... Oh my gosh. How's there only 639 litres left? Also, I don't... Oh, right. I can't believe how fast they go through food. We're going to need to feed them. That's quite urgent. To be honest now, I'm thinking... As soon as we get the health back to 100... Maybe it's time to start selling them. Maybe I pick out all of the fully grown pigs as soon as they get to 100%. And I sell them. That will reduce down how much they're eating. And they're not going to be worth any more money either way anyway. I think that is the only option. Please don't tell me I left that trailer in the way. I left the trailer in the way. Of course I did. Of course I did. Alright. Let's chuck all of these pallets into the mixer. Oh, what a pain. Okay, right, I've moved all of those. I managed to connect the trailer to this. The pallets did something funky. They bounced around a little bit, but fortunately, they haven't fallen off. And I only moved it a little, I was too afraid. I've already stacked that trailer like twice now. I can't be bothered to do it again. But yeah, I've managed to move it enough. I hope I have anyway. This is a big bucket, but I'm sure I've shifted it enough to get the bucket in. I do love this greenhouse, by the way. I know I say it every time, but just the fact that it puts the kind of canopy over it, the way that the snow builds up above it, it's just a fantastic mod. Still growing in here, lovely, isn't they? It does look like maybe it's still a bit cold. Better shut the door. Right. I do think definitely I need to do something about these pigs, by the way, because this is just too much now. They're eating faster than what I can produce it. Right, this is your lot. The last 582 litres, little piggies. Well, unfortunately, the little piggies are definitely little piggies. This is ridiculous. Right, do not hit that trailer. Okay, right. Turn that off, turn the lights off. I'm going to move away from here because it's really noisy, that pig food mix. That's the only downside. And it probably makes it hard to hear my voice sometimes. But right, so the health is at 0, but it's going to take a little while. Capacity now, though, is almost full. That ain't still going to last them very long, is it? So one of them, which was the oldest one, I want to say 31 months, 32 months. I'm sure, was there? Maybe there isn't. What's the oldest? I seen a 28 month there, didn't I? 28. £480. That was worth more than that, wasn't it? That was worth over 1,000. So we've got to get that health to 100%. And then we'll sell them. We'll get rid of all of these. I don't know. And any of them which are worth over 1,000, we'll sell. Yeah, I think it's the safest way to do. Because that food, I mean, they must have used 4,000 litres since the last time I checked. Honestly, that's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Well, I think we're done. I think we're done for the episode. I do hope you've enjoyed it. You can't really see much of our grass field anymore. You can see a little bit like I missed over there, though. I'll have to grab that. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. As always, this was, what did I say? Episode 45. So there are, what, 5 more episodes now? And episode 50 will finish it. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see how much we're going to make, you know. This silage is going to come good for us. Maybe we will make that 1 million. Maybe we will. That's definitely going to be the difference maker, though. I do hope so. Well, until I do the next one, until I catch you again, cheers and gone.